Welcome to another game in the Line War tournament. This is group, let me just check, group E, which I think is the strongest group of all. We have in this game Meheecan and Imphenzia, one of the developers of Line War, Imphenzia. And for the rest of the group we have Kartoffelmann and we have Thor. So 4 incredibly strong players. It's going to be very, very exciting to see who of these will come out on top. My bet would be that Thor takes the group. And I actually wanted to say Meheecan on a second place. But, and here's a spoiler, I watched the first game between Meheecan and Imphenzia. And Meheecan lost that one. So he's already a bit behind for that second place. I think even though Kartoffelmann is a very strong player, I think will probably end up on the 4th place. But let's see, everything can happen and they are fairly equal in this group. So Kartoffelmann might as well end up as a second. So it's not because he's much worse than any of the other players in this group. Oh yeah, and the replay system has a tendency to bug out a bit when you pause the game. So let's see, Imphenzia starts up on the northern part of the map and Meheecan on the south part. Wonder if he's risky enough to do a instant trade route here. I played this map myself against AKA, and it's a tricky map regarding the starting points, but I think Imphenzia is off to a very good start here. He got a lot of expansion possibilities, while Meheecan can basically, it's very choke, and of course you got the possibility to do a trade route right off the gate, but he won't. It seems like he does make a town. Imphenzia is going double airport. That's really interesting. And this is probably because Meheecan wants to secure the navy or the sea so he can build not only one trade but 2 over time, and maybe even destroy this one if he thought that Imphenzia would build one up here. So he's going for the second town, so he definitely got this trade in his mind. He wants that up and running sooner rather than later, I think, because he is very limited on eco, and this will definitely give him a big boost. Imphenzia got that one going here. I bet he will maybe switch to transport jets soon enough, though that comes to barracks. I wonder if he will do any commandos. Try to take some of these. Sorry, I thought that this one was actually on the island, but he can cap that on the main island. So maybe not any transport jets. Could be a sneak attack here, but right now Imphenzia is going for strikers, which is kind of rare to see these days, especially in the previous patch. They might be more common in this new patch. We are yet to really see if they are. But Imphenzia is going for, he keeps going at it, I think, yeah. So 4 strikers, that will really, really hurt Meheecan. Because I think Imphenzia is thinking one thing only, and that is killing this one, destroying this town. Thought I could see I don't know why I can't see the range of that airport. I just can't right now. Doesn't work for some reason. Meheecan only gets one Sam. I think this will be a game that might end fairly quickly. As soon as these strikers come down here, they can destroy one of the factories, and then Meheecan can only build Sam's out of one factory, and in the next run they take the second factory, and that's game over for Meheecan, more or less, I think. So yeah, I would definitely put my money on Imphenzia right now. And speaking of money, let's see. Almost 500 for Imphenzia, same as Meheecan. So very equal on that. But yeah, I think what will happen here is basically just Meheecan will get caught off guard. I think Imphenzia might wait until he has 6 strikers in total. Let's see how much. So Imphenzia can't see anything of Meheecan structures. Oh, he's really, like, he wants to surprise Meheecan for sure. And I think Meheecan might start to think something is up. There's not so many land units. So is he going all in on Sams now? I can't see if this is a Sam, but looks like a Artie. Yeah, I think Meheecan might know what's up. And he's also defending his base rather than taking the Sams with him. Still can't see it. Starting to build the trade here. So I think this will go either Imphenzia completely destroys. Yeah, he will, because 3 Sams is just not enough. And now it's 8 strikers, and he will have a bunch of energy. I wonder how long he will drag this out. Because Meheecan's only slight chance now is that he can push through and win on land units. Now will Imphenzia, yeah, Imphenzia will target his army. So Meheecan will get a slight chance of regrouping some Sams down here, because this army is lost. And I wonder if he will retreat the Sams and call it a loss, or if he goes all in. Yeah, he kind of retreats. And I think that Meheecan knows this is it. think maybe now Meheecan just has a slight hope that Imphenzia won't go for his main base, so he keeps these up here. That might be why. Like, you could always hope that your enemy fears that you just got SAMs lined up left and right on entrenchments. Meheecan is probably starting to gain 700. Yeah, he's starting to slowly get some advantage in eco. And here comes it, the attack for the main base, and this will be the determining factor, I think, of this game. Because if Imphenzia destroys Meheecan now, which I think he will. Oh, he actually retreats. And Meheecan gets, was that 3 planes? That's not a bad trade. I'm not sure why Imphenzia retreated. He does attack again, the Navy this time. And now Meheecan will face a big issue with some land units coming in, and he has to produce a ton of SAMs. So he doesn't have time to produce any land units to defend here. The power of just going all in on one strategy. Rock, scissors, paper, choose one, go all in, and you might end up with something like this. It's not lost yet, because Meheecan really starts to get traction everywhere else on the map. Like, he's everywhere. So if he can withstand this, then he got a good shot at it. He's going for that third trade. And he's on this west island. He's really got things going everywhere but his main base. And here comes the deadly air force. Let's see where it's going this time. Oh, okay. He's targeting his capturing units. I guess it's also just for scouting a bit. So Imphenzia really needs to get value out of these planes now that he built so many. And just having them sit around does nothing, obviously, so he needs to use them. And now he discovers that Meheecan is in the Northern Sea, and even with subs. Let's look at the economy. 700 and 800. So Meheecan is starting to get some decent income here. If he can just hold out. But he's so desperate now that he attacks artillery with SAMs. I think it pays off here. It's a bit annoying, I can't see the range of these. Don't think he can. This is probably on the edge of his range, so he can't reach that gas, but he can see it. So he knows it's there. Oh, there. Now it popped up for some reason. Okay, so he can actually reach it. That's not good news for Meheecan. Because that's a very easy target. Oh, and I did not see these tanks at all. That is game over. That is the final blow. Yeah, sorry to call it already, but I don't see any way out of this for Meheecan. That is a magnificent why did I have to choose that word? That is a big amount of tanks. And they're going straight for those SAMs. Yeah, that's it. Meheecan is trying to get some air here, and I think that's a gas, but it doesn't matter because these tanks will clean up a bunch of SAMs, followed by strikers, and that will in combination be a deadly strike. So where is those planes going? I don't see the commands. Ah, it's an airstrip, okay. Not much Meheecan can do by now. Very well played by Imphenzia. I put my money on Meheecan actually for those two games, and yeah, I guess once again a small spoiler alert, but the first game between Imphenzia and Meheecan, Imphenzia won as well. Now he got this, so he's off to a very good start with 2 wins against Meheecan in this group. And now he's looking forward to face Valithor, which will be very tough, and Kartoffelman. And if he beats Kartoffelman, it's looking good for Imphenzia. While Meheecan, he now has to beat Kartoffelman, he somehow has to get a game or two off of Valithor. This will be really difficult. So, yeah, very exciting to see how this group will end up. Not the best start for Meheecan. Very good start from Imphenzia. Well played by both. And there it is. GG. And I got a black screen. Okay, so we don't get to see the stats, but oh, there it goes. So Meheecan got that capital, but was not able to use it in a manner that really mattered. Just because Imphenzia, he took a risk and it paid off, all in on air, and this time it just paid off. So yeah, congrats to Imphenzia, and exciting to see the next couple of games. I'll try to find some more games that we can look into, and hopefully they will be just as good as this one. So yeah, see you around.